There we go. Here I am. Welcome to the show. Another stellar edition of Clifford's Corner. Today's show is brought to you by Golden D Hairline Weaves, Bonnets, hair bands, wigs, eyelashes, eyelash extensions, edge control, and so much more. Visit their website at goldendhairline.com. There we go. Okay, so I want to let you know that we have an awesome guest today. This morning, we have Shevonne Charles, who is going to be our guest. She is the author of the book, Who Sees Me? So I'm going to bring Shevonne in right now. Good morning. How are you? I don't hear any audio, Shevonne.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. Again, everybody want to introduce you to Shevonne Charles. Shevonne is the author of the book, Who Sees Me? So say good morning to our guest, Shevonne, and tell us about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. As he said, my name is Shevonne Charles. I am an educator in the Houston area. Actually, I am a behavior specialist. I worked in HISD for a long time, and even with a third-party organization. I now work in Spring Branch ISD, and loving working with the kids. And even with this pandemic, it's just good to see the small amount of kids that we do have back in school, to see them focused, wanting to be at school. And I think they're taking education a little bit serious these days. And so it's just good to be there to capture some of this.
Right. So now I'm not picking on you, but I want to talk about. I know we're going to talk about the book. We're going to get to that in a minute. But you said you are a behavior specialist.
Yep.
Okay, so Shevonne, now I'm gonna tell you, I'm old school. Don't let these gray hairs fool you. I'm old school. So tell me what you see from the standpoint of an educator. Mm-hmm. What is the main? Let me give you my 5 cents, and then you dump your 5 cents, and we're gonna have 10 cents together. Okay.
Sounds good.
Well, I think, in my simple way of thinking, the behavior issues are start at home. Now, I know from behavior problems with kids, what's the main contributing factor? Is it economics? Is it social development? What is the contributing factor that you see as an educator?
That's so funny. So that you would ask that. If that question was asked to me before this pandemic, I would say this. When I got my master's degree, my thesis was on how to motivate the unmotivated.
Right.
My idea was that the number one variable to child delinquency was the family. It's easy to blame, the parents, the household, the environment, etc. Mm-hmm. And after about, I would say 8 months of digging in with past statistics, that at that time, current statistics, and even interviewing students, right, delinquency did not come from the family. For one, it came from the school.
Really?
It baffled me, but it makes sense. The students spend how much time at the school?
A lot of time.
Right. And so, is family still a very viable part of it? Yes. But the time that is spent in the school can make a huge impact in how a child develops. Right. And so the child is in a safe, caring, structured school, right, they will have a better chance. When they're lacking from the school system, where they spend at least 60 to 80% of their time, in the day, it makes a big impact.
Right. And let me say this. This is not part of this. Is so we're giving away a $25 e-gift card at the end of the show for everybody. So the key word for you to remember is going to be book. BOOK. The key word for you to remember to win the $25 gift card is book, and we're going to do that at the end of the show. So speaking of the word book, that's a good segue. See how I did that? Oh, and
that was good.
Shevonne was actually on my radio station. Let's talk about it. You remember that? You and Leah.
I do.
And they did an excellent job. The content was great. So let's talk about the book, Who Sees Me? So tell us how you birthed birthed that idea?
Well, the book came from a poem that I wrote, which is called Who Sees Me. And when I wrote the poem, it was, how can I be around so many people and nobody see me?
Right.
And I felt like I wasn't being seen because I wanted to be taken care of. I at the time I was teaching. I lost a teaching job, right? Because failure to pass that test. Let me tell you, if you got a teacher, you better say yay, yay. We got to pass some hard tests to become a teacher. So I didn't pass my test after 3 years, and I took a break. Not realizing we were in a recession. It was going to be hard to find a job that was equivalent to what I was making as a teacher.
Right.
And so anyway, I took a break to go take the test. Of course, I wound up, passing. But in the midst of that, I was out of work. So I had a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and I couldn't work. And it seemed like everybody who I expected to help me either could not or would not.
Right. Wow.
Right. And I was wondering who sees me, because at church I had to be strong. My family, I had to be strong, but I couldn't be strong because I need my lights. I want them to stay on. I need some gas in my car.
Yeah. So, need lights on.
Do I have to speak in order for people to see me?
Right.
Because there are some people, they just have this image of whatever. People love to give to these imaged people.
Right.
But when it came to me, and I don't know if it was my strength or my ability not to have conflict, because I could have said, "No, you owe me. Where's my $10? You remember that?" I could have did.
That's right.
But I didn't want to be vocal. I want people to see me and say, you know what, here. And it was people who were outside who helped me, outside of the family, the friends who saw me.
Right.
And even though they were there, I still wanted the people who I wanted to see me, if that makes sense.
Right. It does. It does.
Yeah.
So and I think that's critical. And we talked about this off the air. That is critical in today's society, particularly with the younger generation. I think we want to be seen. And when I say this, it might sound negative. We want to be seen by people that don't really matter. What we want is, we want to be seen. Thank you, Diane from Corpus Christi, Texas. So you can pick up the book in a little bit. I'm gonna tell you how to get it. We want to be seen by people that don't really matter. And I think that might border on being popular, because everybody wants to be seen. For instance, when Travis Scott pulled up to that McDonald's, all you saw was people out there with their phone and turning the phone around so they could be seen with Travis Scott. But at the end of the day, I'm like you. Travis Scott not helping me with his light bill. He's not helping me feed my children. So what does it matter? But I think the one of the things that is a drawback is we do want to be seen. And I will tell you this: I would not have known seeing you at church. Shout out to Fallbrook. I would not have known seeing you that you were going through those things, because you do appear to be strong. I've seen you doing poetry. I've seen you doing this. I've heard your name mentioned, in the sanctuary. I've heard that. So it didn't appear. So many people, when they did say that, they were like, "Oh, well, she don't need my help. She's strong," but they didn't know what you were going for. So you actually, I guess the cliche, you never judge a book by what you see. So after you birthed that idea, take us to where you actually started formulating the plan to put the book together.
Yeah, no problem. So, so it came to another hard part of my life. My dad, he was sick, some prior years, and he got over it. Cancer came, and we beat it. We prayed that thing away. And then it came around again. This is the second time.
Right.
And it was early 2017. I think it was probably February. It was probably February 2016, because I remember I took a trip. I had to get out of the town. I went to go see some college friends, and anyway, so he got sick, and I came back, and it's like, man, I gotta do something, because my parents, when people have children, that is their seed into the earth. You know, when people have businesses or creations, that is their seed into the earth.
Right.
And even though I had written poetry and put out CDs and I feel like being an educator at that time for about 11 years, I felt like I had planted seeds in all these other people, these kids, and my coworkers and in ministry. I still felt like I want my name to stay, And so I decided to write a book. And so what I wanted to do was make a poetry book. It was going to be poetry and devotion and prayer, so people would know how holy I was. And so anyway, so I took that idea to one of my great friends who's a writer. And she told me not to do that. She said, why don't you do what you do best, which is tell stories? And so that's how the Who Sees Me came about.
Okay, great. Now, wait, I ask you a question. Aren't you a comedian? Don't you do?
Yeah, I retired from that. But if you paid me enough, and it'll come back.
Yeah, okay, so I thought I remember that. So those of y'all again who are just now joining us, our guest today is the author of the book Who Sees Me, Shevonne Charles, and she just added something on her resume. She is a comedian. So for those of y'all looking to, I'm her. I just been hired unofficially as an agent. So you got to go through me first. And so the price of that, I quote you, Shevonne, don't worry about it. We it's all good.
There you go.
Okay, so when you birthed that idea, Who Sees Me, take us from the time that you started formulating the plan, and help those who are listening, those who are watching, because it seems like, and this is not throwing shade, it seems like everybody is writing a book. Particularly I see ministers writing books because and I look at it this way, and this is just me being crazy. Okay, so you build an education center in your church. Now I'm gonna tax the people. I'm gonna go build an education center on my church, and now we got a block full of education centers. Okay, so you wrote a book. Now I'm gonna write a book. So how do you feel? What makes your book stand out more than someone who wrote a book or is writing a book that is almost identical to yours? What can I find in that book? Some nuggets.
There's no book that's identical to this.
There we go. Okay,
it's my story. You know what I mean? There's no book that's like this. Because my character is complex. This is the #1 seller. This book is it shows realness of a woman today, interweaving through her college life, trying to let people see her. But she's changing all the time. She's almost a social chameleon. And very early in the book, she gets saved, but she has all this other stuff that she has to rid herself of, right? And so she's becoming this new woman. And at the end of the day, we still want love. And so even though it's not like any other book that you'll read, that I have seen or read, it is approachable, it is relatable. Like when my friends and even some other people who I don't know have read the book and given me comments, they can see themselves in the book. Right. They can relate with the characters, which you can do in many other books, and that's good. That's what I want people to see. I want people to see the victorious spirit that God has given me, and not for them to see it just in me, but they can see it in themselves. If they can go through all this realness, and this relatable kind of thing, they can see how they can also be victorious in this world, even now in the times that we're living. Right. Okay, we're gonna pull over just for a moment so I can do our sponsor plug. Today's show is sponsored by Golden D Hairline. Pop this stuff up. There we go. Today's show is brought to you by Golden D Hairline. Weaves, bonnets, hair bands, wigs, eyelash extensions, edge control. Ladies, you need that. This is the website at Golden D Hairline. You like that, Shevonne? GoldenDHairline.com. There we go. And we're back. Okay, so you talked about the character in the book and how it reflects you. So a lot of times when people read books or even when they read the Bible, it seems that they're looking for how it addresses someone else.
You know, for instance, when they hear a sermon, they walk out of church, man, that preacher sure did tell them off. You know, we never self-examination, looking at yourself and actually looking for deficiencies is hard for people to do. Would you agree with that?
Oh, for sure. For
Right.
sure. Even as I wrote this book, from the initial book to what I have now, I wanted people to see how I viewed somebody else's character.
Right.
But here's where the ministry starts. When I read the book over, I saw how they possibly saw me, and I saw how I saw myself, you know, how I wasn't as good as a friend as I thought I was. You know, my character was still flawed, even after salvation. You know, salvation happened, and there's a process to become better and better and better, which is the beautiful thing about being a believer. If you look at yourself, as Paul says in the Bible, if you examine yourself daily, then it's easy to help somebody else, you know. But I mean, I ain't mad if somebody look at this book and be like, you know what, somebody else needs this book. Go ahead, buy 3 of them. Go buy.
Right. Now wait a minute. Now, and I hate to say this, that seems crazy that you would get a book. And I guess it's not as crazy because people do that with the Bible, but about the book, get the book and say, you know what, it is speaking directly to this person. But you don't see, you know, I think I read somewhere where, you know, you worried about the splinter in somebody's eye. And I read that. So I think that speaks to that. It would amaze me how someone would read a book. And if you do, like Shevonne said, if you do find that, buy 3 of them. And speaking of where they can get the book, tell everybody where they can actually get the book, Shevonne.
Fantastic. You can get it at ShevonneSpeaks.com.
Okay, great.
You can also order, that's the cheaper route. It's $15 on ShevonneSpeaks.com. And that's direct sale. And then if you want to go the Amazon route, it's on there too. I have it where you can get it on Kindle and Amazon right now. It might be in some other places coming soon. Okay, great.
And we talked about book. I'm gonna go back to we are giving away a $25 e-gift card, and the keyword that we're gonna reveal, that we're gonna show you how to win in a little bit. The word is book, BOOK. So you need to write that down. So later, we'll be able to issue out that card. And also, to be qualified for that card, you have to like, excuse me, the Clifford's Corner Facebook page. You have to follow us on Instagram, and you also have to subscribe to our YouTube channel. To qualify, again, for the $25 e-gift card, you have to like the Clifford's Corner Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, Shevonne, for someone that is attempting to write a book, tell us about. We want to talk about the struggles first of what you went through writing the book, and then we want to hear the accomplishments at the end of the day, because I'm pretty sure at some point you got to gather information to at least write it down, put it down. How did you start doing it?
Oh yeah, for sure. As you said earlier, there are so many people say, I'm going to write a book. I was one of them. Right. I'm going to write a book. I even told the church women. We was at a women's conference. I said, I'm going to write a book, you know. And in my head, like I told you before, I just wanted poetry, devotions already done, boom, boom, bam. Because I'm a writer. It's easy. Right. Not so much. So I feel like I got something in my hair right there. Okay. But anyway,
I told y'all she was a comedian.
Yeah. So I had to write first. And as I was sharing with Margot Hickman when we did our interview, Number one, get a mentor. Get someone that has been down that road to see if that's the road you really want to take. Because anything worth doing great is going to take work. Like, it's not just going to come to you, right? So get a mentor, see if that's the road you want to do. It's just like when you were a child, people ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. But you don't want to stay in school. You don't even like reading.
Yeah. How you gonna do that?
So what is it that you really want to do? Get you a mentor. Right. And then once you get that mentor like mine, Cynthia, told me just write, just write. Tell your story, get it out, and just write. And once you do that, your mentor will tell you, the rest of the process.
Right.
Life will happen, and it will, it might stop you. It's okay. Finish it. Finish it. Put you a big sign and finish it. And it's not just writing a book. That's with anything. What's up, Jackie Foreman?
You see that? Yeah. Shout out, Jackie Foreman. What's up?
Yeah, Fallbrook in the house.
Yeah, Fallbrook's in the house.
Worth doing well. It's just getting to the completion line. Get to the finish line.
Right.
Push. The writing part is really easy. Publishing, that's the work.
Right. Now, at some point, just in case you're just joining the show, our guest today is Shevonne Charles, author of the book Who Sees Me. So, Shevonne, during the process, was there a point when you said, you know what, it's just not coming together? Publishing is going to be, because everybody wants to write a book, but it's a financial responsibility as well. So talk about the struggles from the day one that you sat down and put pen and paper to you actually had the book in your hand.
Yeah. So the first struggle is, my father did pass away that October of 2017. And that emotional blow had me paralyzed in operating in anything in a great way. I'm used to doing things, getting it done, kind of deal. I really don't need the sign. I'm, in my heart, I'm just like, let's go, let's get it done. When my dad passed, everything was just like, I was frozen. And once I thawed out of that, then, I started writing again, and I finished the book. Like the writing part, boom, done. And then here comes the editing part, right? Mm-hmm. So it goes through the first editor, and she gives me notes, and it's like, I got to look at it again. And then this man comes into my life, and he act like he want to marry me, and then I got to get married and plan a wedding, So
wait a minute, wait. What you mean he acted like he want to marry?
You know what I mean? He acted like he want to go ahead and love me forever.
Wow, the nerve of that dude.
The nerve. And right at the brink of me finishing with the first editor's information, is like, okay, now I can put it out. You pray about everything. That's another thing, believers. Completing a project, you putting a seed in the ground, and it's going to grow. You got to put prayer on that thing. Mm-hmm. And so in praying, I got another editor that I talk about. Hispanic male, don't look nothing like me. We don't some kind of way. I'm sorry, he is a believer, but it's different. He has a family, Hispanic male. Everything is different than Shevonne.
Right.
So it was my second editor who gave me so much more color for my book. And so I got married to the love of my life, finished that thing. By that time, my second edit had been done, wrapped that up, and I had to enjoy my marriage a little bit.
Definitely.
Pause for the calls.
Yeah.
And after we got back with the honeymoon thing, I started working on just putting it together, getting the illustration together, like, making sure it looked right.
Right.
This cover, it is me. It's simple.
Right.
But so much on the inside.
Right.
Getting an illustrator to put that together, what the font would be, what the color would be. It didn't take that long, maybe about, a month or so, maybe a little over a month. And the lady worked with me. She was a visionary. We went back and forth on what this would look like.
Right.
And then the money part, as you said, wasn't really a struggle for me because I'm not rich. It has not manifested yet. Mm-hmm. It is on its way.
Mm-hmm. Wait. I feel churchy. Good morning, Miss Churchy. Look,
yes,
you're not rich, but your father is rich.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. You like that?
Yes. Watch out. Do.
There we go. Yeah. And you said that I saw an app. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but I'm fixing to get it on. I'm gonna put it on my iPad, and it actually does play like church when the it actually does. I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna implement that on my show. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna roll that out to add a little flavor to it. So when people get churchy, I just think it acts like a plan. You can't beat that.
Yeah, this is a preach star coming out.
Yeah. Hey, so Shevonne, tell everybody again where they can get your book and how they can get in contact if because you also do speaking engagements as well.
I do. I mean, with the pandemic, people getting away cheap on me. They're getting away cheap. They
do that.
You know what I mean? But the word of God has to go out. You can't put a price on that.
Right.
I've been doing some Zooms, doing some studies, doing some workshops, which I absolutely love. Like I love teaching God's word. Wow. For the most part, for churches, when I speak, it is more so traveling fee and gifts. Right. Now, you outside of the church is not inside of God's word. That ain't free. Right. I have a degree in a certain area. I have certificates in a certain area. You have to pay for that.
You do.
There's a lot of stuff in here in this brain.
Right.
So, but yeah, I do teach it. Of course, it slowed down because of the pandemic, but it seems like I've been teaching every month since because people need hope. Right. People need hope. And who am I to charge people for God's word for hope? No, I can't do that.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, you can get the book at ShevonneSpeaks.com. You can also get it on Amazon. Now with ShevonneSpeaks.com, it is $5 cheaper. It's a direct sale. I do get about $2 more, which is great. And yeah, so Amazon and ShevonneSpeaks.com.
Okay. So we're about ready to close out here, Shevonne. Just a second. So
yes, sir.
I want you to and wait. Let me say this. Now I want you to preach this here. I don't want you just talking. I want you to preach. So you get you sip your water. I already had your Bible brought up there to you, so you you know what? Now you're clowning. I likes that. Okay, so
here you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To the glass. Look at that. Ooh, won't he do it? Look here.
Won't he will?
Yeah. I want you to encourage, and this is not about race. It's not. But I want you to encourage because there's a little girl, there's a mother, there's a daughter, there's a grandmother that might be going through things, family, pandemic, relationship. If you had something to say to them, what would you say?
Don't give up hope. There is a blessing in the storm. There's a song that Kirk Franklin wrote, and God is trying to reach us. And he wants you to have peace, even in this. And so for the young lady who said that she loved to read, this book, it gives you hope. There are scriptures in there. There's a real story in there. So, don't give up, get somewhere, get the noise out, stop watching TV, stop streaming and all this stuff, watching show after show after show that gives you no hope. It's just entertainment. And there's nothing speaking to your spirit. And so if you want hope, if you want peace, if you want direction, if you want your prayers to work for your children, you have to get the noise out of your ear. Technology, has to go off sometime. You have to restore your hope. And that only comes from the Father above. Right.
Okay, great. One more time, Shevonne, tell everybody where they can get your book.
Okay, ShevonneSpeaks.com, ShevonneSpeaks.com, or Amazon.
Okay, great. So again, everybody, want to thank you, Shevonne, for being on the show. We're going to have you back on probably the first of the year. So that's where you are with the book. Thanks for coming on. Have a good day.
All right, thanks.
Okay, everybody. So we had Shevonne on talking to us about. Let me move this here. There we go. Talking to us about the book. And you can actually go back and review, look at YouTube. You can follow us, go back on Facebook and see where you can have her, you can purchase her book, Who Sees Me. So Shevonne is excellent at what she does. She's educated, and that book might or will help you, as she said, when you read it. So now, the big moment, the $25 e-gift card giveaway. Here's how we're going to do it. I told you what the key word was. I'm not going to say it now because I said it twice during the show. So text that number, text that word. Well, yeah, let me tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna let you win. Book to 832-398-5699. 832-398-4192. Text the word book to 832-398-4192. The first person texted to me is the person that will receive the $25 e-gift card. So our show is brought to you by Golden D Hairline. That is wigs, weaves, hair bands, eyelashes, eyelash extensions, edge control. Visit their website at goldendhairline.com. So once again, we want to thank you for joining the show. Next week, our topic will be, do good women still exist? The topic next week on the show will be, do good women still exist? So we want to thank you for joining the show. You can follow us on Facebook at Clifford's Corner. You can check us out on Twitter at Clifford's Corner and YouTube at Clifford's Corner. So again, we want to make sure that you follow us on social media, like our Facebook page, like our Instagram page, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.